Princess Eugenie has finally been spotted. Her first public appearance since her father, Prince Andrew, was stripped of his titles and ordered to leave his royal home. At first glance, she looked radiant, smiling, laughing, arm in arm with her husband Jack Brooksbank on the streets of Notting Hill. But behind that calm exterior lies a storm of emotion, financial ruin, and family collapse. Because what's unfolding inside the House of York isn't just a royal scandal, it's a quiet heartbreak, playing out in front of the entire world. The calm, before the storm, the photos appeared harmless enough. Eugenie, 35, dressed casually in dark sunglasses and a tailored coat, walking hand in hand with Jack through one of London's most fashionable neighborhoods. Onlookers described her as relaxed, carefree, and glowing. But insiders tell a very different story. This outing wasn't spontaneous. It was a calculated appearance, designed to project stability at a time when the York family is falling apart. Because while Eugenie smiled for the cameras, her father's royal downfall had reached its darkest point. After months of pressure, King Charles III officially stripped Andrew Mountbatten Windsor of all remaining royal titles, patronages, and privileges. He was even told to vacate Royal Lodge, the 30-room mansion he has occupied for nearly 2 decades. It marked the end of an era, and the beginning of a crisis that now threatens to consume the entire York branch of the royal family. The York family under siege behind palace walls. The atmosphere has been described as tense, silent, and exhausted. For years, the Yorks prided themselves on their closeness, a family unit they called the tripod of support: Andrew, Sarah Ferguson, and their 2 daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie. But in recent months, even that support system has begun to fracture. Andrew has retreated into near-total isolation. Sources close to the family describe him as a recluse, rarely leaving his home, spending long hours pacing his study, consumed by legal documents and financial worries. His daughters, fiercely loyal, have been visiting him more often, afraid for his mental health, but emotionally drained from years of defending him in the public eye. One palace insider summed it up simply: they love their father deeply, but they're exhausted. The scandals never stop. Every time they try to rebuild, something new drags them down. The eviction and its emotional toll. King Charles's decision to evict Andrew from Royal Lodge was a moment of reckoning. To the public, it looked like royal accountability, the monarchy distancing itself from the toxic Epstein legacy. But to Andrew's family, it was a deep personal blow. Sarah Ferguson, Andrew's ex-wife who has continued living with him since their 1996 divorce, reportedly broke down when the letter from Buckingham Palace arrived. Friends say she blames herself for much of the chaos, her endless money problems, her poor judgment, and her own past ties to Epstein, which reignited headlines just as Andrew tried to rebuild. There are whispers that Fergie, once fiercely loyal to her ex-husband, is now considering leaving the UK altogether, perhaps to America. The same path Meghan and Harry took when they stepped away from royal life. At Royal Lodge itself, the situation is said to be chaotic. One aide described rooms overflowing with unopened boxes, old shopping bags, Amazon deliveries, and decades of clutter. It will reportedly take months to move everything out. The disarray inside the home mirrors the emotional chaos inside the York family itself, a household built on nostalgia, now crumbling under the weight of reality. King Charles draws the line king. Charles, though sympathetic as an uncle, has made his stance clear. The monarchy must modernize, and that means cutting ties with scandal. His decision to permanently remove Andrew's privileges was not made lightly. A senior courtier told The Times, "His Majesty's patience has limits. Protecting the institution comes before protecting individuals." And yet Charles has gone out of his way to safeguard Beatrice and Eugenie. He has no intention of removing their HRH titles or excluding them from family events. He reportedly told advisors, they are not their father's sins. Still, this royal safety net can only do so much. Public perception is harder to control. Every photograph, every smile, every gesture by the York sisters is now interpreted through the lens of their father's disgrace. Eugenie's balancing act, Eugenie, more than anyone, is caught in an impossible position. She has always been known for her warmth and kindness, for her genuine relationship with the public. She has built a quiet career in philanthropy, championing causes related to anti-slavery, sustainability, and children's welfare. Yet, no matter how independent she tries to be, the headlines always circle back to her father. Those close to her say she's trying to carve out her own identity, focusing on her husband Jack, their 2 sons, and her humanitarian work. But the strain is undeniable. One friend revealed, Eugenie's tired of cleaning up after everyone else's mistakes. She just wants a normal life, but in the royal family, there's no such thing. Her appearance in Notting Hill was meant to send a quiet message. Life goes on. But even that moment of peace felt symbolic. A woman walking through London, smiling for the cameras, all while carrying the weight of her family's collapse on her shoulders. Fergie's breaking point, meanwhile, Sarah Ferguson's world continues to crumble. Once known for her energy and optimism, she is now described by friends as on edge, restless and anxious. The loss of Royal Lodge, mounting financial troubles, and renewed Epstein scrutiny have pushed her to the brink. Recent reports suggest she's exploring ways to restart abroad, perhaps with new business ventures or even another memoir deal. If Fergie does leave Britain, it would mark a dramatic end to the York family unit that once prided itself on loyalty above all else. Without that unity, Beatrice and Eugenie may finally have to choose: continue defending their parents, or quietly distance themselves to preserve their own future. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more in-depth royal investigations. Because behind every royal smile, there's always a secret story waiting to be told.